What role does a woman's body count play into your dating profile?
That's huge.
I like to base everything off my own experience. So I really don't care about a girl's past as much as, you know, I'll tell anybody out there, you're either getting paid or you're getting laid. And when you're getting one, the other's getting away.
Right.
So,
So you could date a girl that was more successful than you?
well, you become more, you can attract more.
Yeah, absolutely.
A young lady that's just relying on her looks can travel the world, and she can f anyone she wants. There's no doubt about it. You know, I'll let her get on her knees and beg me to skeet any night of the week, just to relax before I go to sleep. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna wifey that up.
Right.
All right, welcome to the Digital Social Hour. I'm Sean Kelly. I'm here with my co-host Wayne Lewis.
What up, what up?
And our guest today, Edmund Coutan.
Let's go.
Edmund, back in the building.
I done missed you guys.
Welcome back, man.
Right.
What you been up to since last time?
We're just out here. We're working to pay rent, man. We're getting after it.
Working to pay rent, huh?
It's hard out here.
Yeah.
So I see you going from solar to energy drinks now. What's going on?
Yeah, we're launching actually a few verticals at once, and the energy drink is pretty near and dear to my heart. I tend to abuse caffeine. You know, I was drinking 3 to 6 energy drinks a day on my way up in 2019 as a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Just trying to produce and stay awake at the wheel and have the energy. But yeah, this is going to be a special energy drink. We only have 7 ingredients. We're using real organic cane sugar, 4 grams. You see so many sugar-free options nowadays, and they're all filled with artificial sweeteners that bypass the pancreas and go straight to your brain. You know, 50% of men over the age of 50 have early onset Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
That's a lot.
And that's because of sugar-free drinks?
Well, the fake sugars like the Splenda, which Splenda and sucralose are the same thing. By the way, it's a chemical compound that cannot be decomposed. Scientists do not know how to get rid of this stuff.
Whoa.
You have to heat it up, not to 100 degrees or 200, but like 367 degrees Fahrenheit to be able to get it back to its, you know, original form.
Wow.
And our bodies can't do that at all. It just sits in us.
Sir. Yeah, and it does nothing to prevent diabetes or anything like that. You're just changing the compound so you can put 0 calories and 0 sugar on a can. But it's actually way worse for you than real sugar.
So diet sodas are way worse for you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the thing about what he's saying is it's saying sugar-free. Technically, it's a sweetener, right?
Artificial sweetener. They used to use aspartame. You used to see that everywhere. Then maltodextrin, and now it's switched over to sucralose. So you look at a Celsius or any energy drink you think is healthy, that's sugar-free. You look at the can, you're going to see sucralose right there.
You do.
And it's truly, well, it's a chemical that bypasses the pancreas, goes straight to your brain.
So how does the energy drink taste, you know, seeing that there's... I mean, because sugar obviously adds a little bit of, it makes it easier to drink.
Well, so sugar is 7 times more addictive than cocaine, right?
Absolutely.
Every American has a lot of sugar
addicted
in their diet.
Addicts, yeah.
Personally, I try to stay away from sugar because there's nothing good that comes from it. But everything we do, from our bread to alcohol to anything in your daily life has
bread has sugar?
Yes.
Oh yeah, well, the bread turns into sugar. Bread is sugar. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wheat.
Rice has sugar?
Rice is sugar. It turns into sugar.
Wait, why don't they tell you this? What?
No, they do. Rice turns into sugar. That's what rice is.
No way.
Yeah, it's wheat.
White rice.
White rice turns into
There's
sugar.
different kinds of sugars, right? So if you're eating a delicious watermelon, that's sugar from fruit. Your body actually loves it, recognizes it. But you look at homie G to the XYZ, what's his name? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs died of pancreatic cancer, and he was what you call a fruitarian, right? He got to a point in his life where he only ate fruit.
Wow.
So the message is everything needs to be done in balance. Right.
So question, since you're going strictly organic, well, you're using sugarcane. So there
organic
is
sugar
cane. So that's a better
4 grams
in
in a 12-ounce can.
Okay, that's a better sugar for
A
you.
hint of monk fruit and a teeny little.
Are you someone that doesn't have life insurance? Why leave anything up to chance in a worst case scenario? Luckily, Policy Genius makes finding the right policy simple, and their team of licensed experts are on hand to help you through it. Life insurance gives your family a safety net that they can cover expenses with, so they don't have to worry about money while getting back on their feet. I've had friends and family members that have passed away without life insurance. It's definitely left us with financial instabilities. Even if you already have a policy, it may not offer enough protection for your family's needs, and it may not follow you if you leave your job. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Policy Genius knows how valuable your time is. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurance in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. Policy Genius has licensed, award-winning agents who can help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance companies. They don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. Policy Genius is for parents, caregivers, and anyone else who has people who depend on them. They simplify the process of getting life insurance so you can protect the people you love. They got thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to policygenius.com/DSH or click the link in the description to get a free life insurance quote and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/DSH.
A hint of stevia. We got a little ginger in there. Tiny bit of bubbles. And a delicious kumquat.
So it's still fire to drink. It's still good.
Oh, you guys are going to love it. I'm going to send you guys a case. Bad. Yes, sir.
So I recently saw you on a podcast talking about women in relationships. Some of your answers I found pretty curious.
Sure.
I got to ask this. What role does a woman's body count play into your dating profile?
That's huge to me.
To me, like, I just base my... I like to base everything off my own experience. So I really don't care about a girl's past as much as, you know, what we're doing today and where we're going. But I'll tell anybody out there, you're either getting paid or you're getting laid. And when you're getting one, the other's getting away.
Right.
So
you don't feel like the past kind of defines who she is in the sense of where she's at mentally and how she conducts herself?
100%.
Right.
Time will either promote you or expose you. You know,
Absolutely.
People can say one thing, look at what they do. I've learned from personal experience, you're never going to turn a to a housewife
at all.
But that's a lot of people have to learn from their own experience, right? Learning from other people's experience, that's wisdom.
Right.
But especially when it comes to matters of the heart, right? Every young lady, every young man out there wants an emotional connection with someone. You want that pillow talk. You want to watch that Netflix,
right?
And just you have that, right? And men start wars over this, right? It's pretty crazy, and I've seen it happen so many times. As some of my guys start making more and more money, they make more money. Their ego climbs. They also have access to a wider pool
of women,
more options, and
which aren't the best.
And they'll give it all up.
It's not the best type of women to talk to.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on women that are materialistic after you for money? Or maybe objects like cars and stuff.
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with setting a standard for your life and not dating a broke boy. There's nothing wrong with liking a Chanel handbag or, you know, being attracted to a guy that has a nice car. But at the end of the day, you see all these girls fall for the wrong things for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like if that's your objective, I think you're always going to fall short just because the person you want has to want you back. You can want a guy in a nice car and not a broke boy, but that rich boy and that guy in that car has to like your ass back.
Yeah. And the guy in the nice car more oftentimes has no money, right? Anybody can get a lease.
Okay. Yeah, but you gotta.
I got an orange Chrysler outside. Yeah. It's a lease. I don't own that, you know. But
you gotta. My thing is, if you had a lease, you still got to be able to afford that $3,200 car note,
$6,000.
Whatever. Okay. You gotta be able to afford that. So technically, you know, depending on who's looking, you know, everybody's money is subjective because there's always somebody with more.
I will say your life will be a direct reflection of your identity.
Right.
You know, you don't expect what you don't inspect.
Right.
You know,
I like that.
You can marry into more in a second than you can make in a lifetime. I would teach my own daughter, don't ever allow yourself to fall in love with a broke boy. Don't spend time with that. You're going to buy into his stories. You know, look at all these dancers. Look at all these entertainers. Look at all these girls that work in the industry. All the bottle girls. Who did they end up dating? Who do they end up hooking up with? It's the bus boy or the promoter. It's whoever they spend the most amount of time with at the workplace. 100%. And you know, it doesn't mean they don't go on the next PJ and experience what it's like to do Bali or Cancun or Tulum with some multi-millionaire. But that dude, you know, to him, they're just buckets. They know better. They're not they're not getting their feelings involved.
Right.
Yeah, and you'll never get what you don't put out there, right? So if you want to attract more, you've got to become more. A young lady that's just relying on her looks can travel the world, and she can anyone she wants. There's no doubt about it. You know, I'll let her get on her knees and beg me to skeet any night of the week, just to relax before I go to sleep. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna wifey that up.
It doesn't mean that's
because you need purpose.
That's gonna be a glue.
If all you are is
looks
on Instagram, and you objectify yourself that way, well, that's what you attract.
Absolutely.
And then ultimately the depression sets in. You know, it's funny when you have big events in town or it's like Vegas is popping. And so all these girls are out working, whether it's bottles, whether it's entertainment, service, whatever, there's different jobs out there. Or ways to hustle. But the come down is so real. You know, I start getting the messages on Monday, Tuesday, because I'm kind of a life coach for some of these young ladies, and it's just the depression sets in. So,
but why do you think that is? Do you think it's because they spend most of their life in their prime chasing something that's really not?
I think it's the instant immediate gratification. So it's so easy to get attention online if you can promote drama, or shake your all of a sudden you've got the eyeballs, you've got the views, you've got the attention, and girls know that they can marry into more in a second than they can make in a lifetime. But they're not thinking about marriage necessarily. They're more so just
exploring,
trying to get that experience.
And then they get with a rich guy expecting him to just be like super faithful to them when it's like he's in that phase now, like he wants to maneuver and
There's
party.
A balance. So what are your thoughts on marriage? Can you see yourself being monogamous, being in a marriage, having kids one day?
100%. I mean, I believe that's the next level. It's what I aspire to, and I'm at an age where I'm 34 years old. So if I'm gonna date you, it's because I see a $3 million wedding in Lake Como in our future, and us being able to grow together and start a family. I definitely want a baby boy. If I get a girl, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to put up with that. But
you probably have a girl.
Oh man. Well, that means we're gonna have to have another one.
You probably have,
But one thing I'll do, you know, and I'll make sure with my daughter is that she's not impressed by, you know, the next trip to Miami or
because she'll be doing all that with you already.
Shit, my daughter will have a Ferrari at 16 and a Black American Express.
Wow.
And will spend more in a day than most boys do in a calendar year.
So you'll just give her everything. You don't want her to be independent.
I think there's different levels of independence. You know?
I think that creates
she'll speak multiple languages. She'll have some discipline, but yeah, you gotta.
I think what he's gonna do is desensitize her. So she's not glorified. She's not caught up by the NFL players, by the NFL guys. This guy.
Her daddy owns part of the team.
Yeah, he basically has everything. So her thing will be based on like the origin of why humans are supposed to be together, not because of the materialistic, superficial. Right. And
that's what's got me working, you know, so hard today. Like I'm a broke boy, because you look at marriage, right? I used to make 20, 30 grand a month in sales and home improvement sales and team building and this and that in my 20s. What was I dating? I mean, at best, a nurse, maybe some girl with some sort of career, right? Today, my dating life is a little different, right?
Yeah, you get to pick and choose.
Oh, bro, I mean, I got a girl right now that's in my DMs that's talking about children.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's neighbors with Vanessa Bryant. You know, she's
Wow.
right there overlooking the Pelican, Newport Beach. Next level.
That's wild.
She got every car I have times 2.
So you could date a girl that was more successful than you?
Well, you become more, you can attract more successful. What
financially?
Money in the bank, $20 million home, all glass. Yeah, sure. Do I believe an American girl who married a man 20 years their senior and married into more in a second than most people can make in a lifetime is more successul than me? Child, please, you know.
No.
It's not just about money, right? And why is she attracted to me? Well, I think that's because if you're putting in the work on a daily basis and you want more, well, you're going to eventually attract more.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Are you manifesting? Like, are you meditating daily? Because you seem very spiritual and in touch with your spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Multiple times a day. You got to have a morning ritual. You got to practice some gratitude. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and check yourself before you wreck yourself. I used to be too cool to do all this stuff. I used to be too cool for daily affirmations.
I think it's cool when you do it. To me, I like talking.
Well, negative self-talk is so real. I mean, even today with some of the success I've achieved, people are always trying to bring you down, talk down. I mean, and just telling you can't.
Always.
And so I just distance myself. I'm like, right on. And, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm working. Can I call you back? Never call them back. And I keep going. And really, the only people I talk to are people that already have the life I want, right? Multiple planes, borderline billionaires, just doing life on a different level. They work hard, but the trips and it's just all next level.
Because people place their failures on you, you know, like when we originally started the cast, you know, I'm sure people was like, you know, y'all doing that. But now it's like, look at us.
Yeah.
But how committed and how consistent have you been with it, right?
Super.
Commitment and consistency over time beats talent and skill.
Yeah.
And time promotes you or exposes you. So I don't care if you start a business with $1 million, $10 million, $100 million. If you're a trust fund baby and you don't put in the work,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Absolutely not.
How did you change your negative mindset when you were younger into a positive one? Because this is something I struggled with too.
Man, for me, it's been programmed in my brain. My parents are like, Edmund, life's not that easy. Life doesn't work that way. I remember telling them one day I'll have a $2 million home, and I got lectured for an hour on how, you know, they didn't think I liked the $500,000 home we lived in, and so on and so forth. Probably wasn't even that at the time. And it doesn't matter, you know, how and where you were raised. Once you turn 16, 17, 18 and you got access to social media and the internet and books, like,
you know how to
you can get exposed to different information. I mean, I grew up a hardcore Democrat. I'm French, moved to America when I was 12 years old. My parents are still Democrats. You know, they're staying away from red states. They live in Portland, Oregon. And it's just like, homie,
what would you say your ultimate goal is for yourself? Like vision. I know it's kind of hard to kind of say that because you're constantly elevating, like daily, weekly, monthly. But what's like the ultimate goal for you to look out one day and be like, I made it? Have you done that yet?
No. Okay. So I'm still a broke boy.
What is that? What is that moment? Look like from a house standpoint, from an overall family standpoint, from a financial standpoint?
I mean, the most beautiful thing about setting goals and hitting them is outgrowing them, right? And you got to enjoy the process and the journey, because the destination oftentimes ain't all that good.
Right.
You know, you dream about $100,000 a month. Next thing you know, you start making $200,000, $300,000 a month, and you're like, I can't believe I'm not making $100,000 a week. Right. And so you got to practice some gratitude. And you got to know you're either growing or dying, right? It's not because you're there one month that you're going to be there next month necessarily. I do believe in having stretch goals, right? Successful people plan 10 years out, right?
Yeah,
99% of people act based on their current results and act based on what they can see.
Right.
And the 1% acts based on where they want to go. And they don't care about instant immediate gratification. They don't care about shortcuts. That's never worked out for me in my life, and I tried all my 20s. Now I value putting in the work. You know, hour in the field beats 40 hours in the classroom. Can you get serious about actually doing the work and actually like looking for ways to learn and become more so you can attract and have more?
Gotcha.
So you don't believe in get rich quick stuff.
Absolutely not. I mean,
who does? Do people still believe in
crypto people?
But how do you get rich? Oh, you just made $50 million on a coin. Okay, cool. Your life's you're now a degenerate gambler. You're gonna remember that feeling and chase that feeling for the rest of your life. It's never gonna happen again. Look at 99% of lottery winners, right? They lose it all.
Yeah.
And what, you have $50 million from some crypto coin? You're still you're still weak. You're still broke
Mentally.
Yeah. Your mindset sucks. You actually, if anything, it ruined you.
Yeah.
You know, money is not all that interesting. Most successful people just have incredible relationships,
Right.
and then money becomes like a byproduct of
Right.
that.
I seen something that said
I'm allergic to trust fund babies.
Yeah, billionaires focus on relationship, millionaires focus on execution.
I've met one trust fund baby that might change your mind. He hasn't pulled out yet, and he's 30.
There's exceptions to every rule, right?
There is.
And so I know some trust fund babies, and I'm just like, wow, you are so top 1%. I want to be more like you. I love how kind you are with anyone. You know, the generosity is out of this world, right? The donations and some of the things. So there's exceptions to every rule.
There is. I mean, your kids will be trust fund babies, so
absolutely. So are you gonna hate them?
my son is not gonna have it easy, but yeah, you know.
Do you believe money buys happiness?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think it helps.
But not as far as like helping. You know, the housewife that married rich that has a Range Rover and the credit card with the unlimited swipeability and the trips and the homes. Well, she's depressed. She's in my DMs, so on and so forth. So it's I believe that
money helps with
a lot more happiness comes from hardship.
Yeah.
You know, living a life of purpose and intent and doing what's hard will give you that progression you're looking for and ultimate like fulfillment, purpose, and happiness. But yeah, money is right up there with oxygen.
It helps with that.
And the people the people that tell you money doesn't buy happiness are the ones that don't have any.
Well, that was a concept.
Money isn't everything.
No,
not having any money is everything.
That slogan was created to keep a certain group and demographic in bondage.
Amen.
Saying money isn't everything was to
100%
let the people know, the audience, the majority, to stay at that level. It's not cool up here. Wow. That's what that is. So that's a slogan that is said to keep a certain group of people in bondage. So I don't believe in that shit at all, especially once I learned that was created by a certain group of people for manipulation purposes.
Propaganda.
Think of all the things you've seen people do over money. Sacrificing, jeopardizing relationships, getting over on other people.
Not even that.
Imagine if that wasn't a thing.
Right.
And you already had money figured out and you could just be more of your genuine self because you're not in survival mode.
What about that people do when they're broke? I feel like being broke is the root of all evil.
You get desperate.
What? Bro, look what's going on in LA.
Yeah.
That's evil. Rich people aren't robbing people. Well, if they're going to rob you, they're going to rob you with a contract.
They do it
They do it a lot different. They do it with verbiage and arbitrage. But no. I don't agree.
Edmund, it's been a pleasure. Any closing words?
It went by too fast.
I know, right?
Hey, thanks for having me on. You guys are awesome. Keep inspiring.
Oh, for sure.
I'm looking at your guys' content, and you guys are really doing it.
Thank you, bro.
And let's get it.
Appreciate you.
I'll invite you guys to our pre-launch or our launch. I'm at Zooks on June 10th.
Okay.
You'll have Kumquat Energy on the globe and at every table.
Oh, Zook Zook, the club here?
Yeah. And then I'm crushing a Lamborghini with a tank in a parking lot close by. Whether it's Zooks won't allow it because they have a contract with Red Bull, but either Sapphires or Sahara. We're still getting it figured out.
That's fine.
But I'd love to have you guys there. I'm gonna have all the Gold Rush Rally cars. I'm gonna have some drones.
So are you guys locked in before we go? Are you guys locked in with Gold Rush Rally?
Oh, I'm a proud sponsor of Gold Rush Rally. Yeah.
Oh, so fire!
You'll have Kumquat Energy on all the Lambos, Bugattis, Ferraris, all that.
Oh, that's big, bro.
Wait, what's Gold Rush Rally?
Bro, the biggest, the coolest networking car club you can be in. Besides Bubblegum, right?
It's a gumball. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, we're gold blooded.
Okay.
But yeah, launching the energy drink. I want to be drinking an energy drink on top of the tank. and Kumquat crushes the competition.
That's fire.
That's
I actually ordered 120 pound cases of apricots. I'm gonna put 3,000 apricots inside the green Lambo.
Wow.
And we're just gonna
Oh, that's gonna be sick. Wayne, any closing comments?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram at the creator. It'll pop up on the screen somewhere.
All right, Sean Kelly, Digital Social Hour. See you guys next week.
Peace.